Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here. Footage of the trailer was actually recorded on a PlayStation 4. So it looks as if Rockstar is still in partnership with Sony right here. So we open up with this very beautiful scene of our main character, Arthur Morgan, tending to a tent. He has his horse along with him. And just look at the beautiful backdrop. You can see the vast snowy mountains. And this, to me, indicates how widespread this game is going to be in terms of its location, where you can be in the snowy mountains and then you can be in the heartland of America. So we'll see that as we go a little bit later on. Same thing here. I want to say this scene directly follows the shot we just saw, him packing up his gear, getting on his horse, and marching on to wherever he wants to go. Now, I'll touch on this a lot throughout the trailer, but one thing I noticed a lot was the beauty of the animals in this trailer. It seems as if Rockstar want wildlife and animals to play a huge part in this game, which is awesome because I think in GTA 5, that was abandoned a little bit. So it'll be great to see if Rockstar continue that as our main character, Arthur Morgan, heads towards this, I guess, campsite right here where we meet one of the characters of the game. I'm not sure his significance or, if indeed he is a major character, but Arthur Morgan obviously wants something to do with him. You can see this is his little campfire site right here. In the background, he has animal pelts that are kind of strung up. That was a big part of Red Dead Redemption, so I wonder if it's going to be a big part of Red Dead Redemption 2, the buying and selling of those and using it to craft new items and objects. So we really just will have to wait and see. It looks as if our character Arthur Morgan has moved on, as in this next shot right here, we get to see the vast beauty of this world. And I want to pause this for a second right here because I think that this screenshot actually confirms the leaked map from a long time ago that came out. So do you guys remember this map right here? I'm not exactly sure when this came out, but this was one of the leaked maps for Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, take a look at this river right here. It's the Dakota River. Now, in between the point of Painted Sky and Downs Ranch, you can see how curved it is as it opens up to the Flatiron Lake. That looks as if it is the exact location of where this is happening right here. So again, I'm going to take this with a grain of salt, but it's definitely looking more and more so that this map is actually the one that will be featured in Red Dead Redemption 2. So that's incredibly beautiful right there. Again, a heavy focus on our character Arthur Morgan as he rolls into town. This looks very similar to some of the areas that were shown off in the first Red Dead Redemption 2 trailer, kind of the town and the drugstores and stuff like that. So this is going to be pretty cool. You can obviously see the power line, so that tells you about how far they've progressed in terms of technology and lighting, and you can obviously see the lamppost on this right side, which once again gives us a better idea that this is going to be a prequel. Also gives us a better idea of, like I said, the technology that's available in this sort of era. Moving on, we meet two more characters, a grieving mother in black who looks to be mourning the loss of her husband. Now, it's unaware if Arthur Morgan had any participation in the fact of, this occurring, but he talks to the son in the same way, like, I can put you in the ground as well and keep your mother grieving. So again, very interesting. You can also see the beauty of the world, and we get our first close-up at Arthur Morgan. The faces look absolutely amazing, and you would imagine that this game is only going to look better. I mean, if you take a look back at the first GTA 5 trailers and now what we have currently, it's a huge difference. So it'll be awesome to see. It looks amazing right now, and I can't wait to see what Rockstar is going to continue to do with this game. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this is significant, but it does seem as if Rockstar has changed the logo of Red Dead Redemption 2. Instead of the letter 2, they're now using Roman numerals. Now, this is not shocking at all. If you obviously know Grand Theft Auto 4 was Roman numerals, 5 was Roman numerals, 3 was Roman numerals. So again, it's kind of Rockstar's thing. Doesn't really shock me that they decided to do that right there. Now, to me, the last 30 to 45 seconds of this trailer bounces around between a various train heist, which I would imagine is going to be a big part of this game. So in Red Dead Redemption 1, or the first Red Dead Redemption, there wasn't a ton of major mainstream heist missions. There was one train robbery mission, but it wasn't all that great. So I think Rockstar's going to build off of the success they had with heists in GTA 5 and continue to do that in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, to me, the train robbery scenes absolutely look awesome. It seems as if that's exactly what they're doing. They park this horse carriage in front of the train. Looks like they're taking the person out of the train who's driving it, and then they're going to proceed with the robbery. Now, one character I was able to identify coming out of the mist, and we'll actually see him later, is Bill Williamson. So Bill Williamson looks to be making a return in this game too. That's incredibly awesome. He was a very divisive character in the first Red Dead Redemption game, so that'll be pretty cool to see him. After we have our 3 characters on horseback standing at the top of this hill, we get to see the snowfall in this game. It looks beautiful, and that's something I think has been missing from a lot of Rockstar games. Now, obviously, that all depends on the setting, but it looks amazing. The snowfall looks so good, and I can't wait to explore that sort of biome in Red Dead Redemption 2, so that has me so excited. We get to see our main character, Arthur Morgan, pushing in this guy. Looks like this is another robbery right here. I'm not sure if this is a heist or a solo job. The business he's robbing is Fitzgerald Bros Lock & Co. So I'm not sure if that's the antagonist company of the game. No clue, but that seems to be who Arthur Morgan is robbing. Up next, we get a look at probably one of the supporting characters of Arthur Morgan, this individual right here. I love this dude's haircut. This looks so cool. He's obviously asking for a gun. He only appears very briefly, but I imagine he's going to be a very helpful part of this game. And it also kind of gives us a better idea of the sort of Native American aspect of this game too. It looks as if they're going to be very helpful to Arthur Morgan and his campaign. So that's very cool. Rockstar kind of giving us a lot of diversity in sort of the characters that are going to be a part of this epic new world. We get another shot of the horses running through this road right here. Does not surprise me Rockstar want to focus on the animals. They're beautiful and probably going to be a huge part of this game. We cut back to the train robbery right here. Again, I think this train robbery, there's like 5 or 6 scenes where they show off various different train robberies. And even in the next shot right here, when he pins this guy up against the wall, what's in the background? Well, it's another train. So it looks like he either just got off it or is about to get on it. So that's going to be probably a big part of this game, since obviously there's not going to be any vehicles. For the most part, your method of transportation is either going to be horse or train. So that's likely going to be a big part of this update. Moving on to this shot right here with this guy beating up this guy on the ground. This looks as if it's all from the same town, the one that Arthur Morgan rolls up into. As you can see, the bell tower in the background, the one that rings from the beginning of the trailer. So it looks as if all these scenes are coming from the same general area, and some of the stores seem to match as well. So it looks as if all of this is part of the same town, which once again is pretty cool. Emphasizing the point that animals are going to be a big deal. This alligator comes out of the swamp and literally destroys this pig. It stood no chance. Again, pretty cool. And we also see Arthur Morgan, our main character, in the swamp with a lantern. It looks like he's heading towards this town. Now, this is interesting because in the first Red Dead Redemption game, you actually weren't allowed to go into the water, which is pretty cool. So I wonder how varied this is going to be. Are we going to be able to swim? Are we just going to be able to walk like this? Is this a part of a cutscene for a mission? Maybe we aren't allowed to go in water, and maybe this is, the only time when our character is going to go inside. But regardless, that is still pretty cool. As I mentioned earlier, with pelts and whatnot, it does seem as if hunting is going to be a big part of this game. You can see our character hunting this deer right here. We have a bear charging at us, so that's going to be pretty cool how wildlife will interact with us and our main character. Moving on, we get a glimpse at what looks to be one of our first few main female characters in this game, and she is a savage. She stabs this guy right in the hand, and you can obviously see once again the level of detail, just how beautiful the characters look. So she gets kind of the only other close-up in the game as far as what looks to be our main characters go. So that's pretty cool right there. This next scene is pretty cool. Our main character, Arthur Morgan, is actually wrangling his horse, or a horse. And look at the background. Look how massive that mansion is. This looks to be a horse farm or a plantation. All I know is this looks to be like the premier destination in this world that we're going to be living in, because that is some serious real estate back there, and that's pretty cool. Hopefully the horse system will be pretty unique. Obviously it will be very different from the personal vehicle system that we see in GTA 5, because obviously there's no land vehicles like that. But regardless, at the end of the day, I think this is going to be such a cool game, such an amazing experience. We get a couple more scenes here of our main character, Arthur Morgan, interacting interacting with some of the other characters in the game. This looks to be from the same bank heist mission from earlier. As you can see, he's blowing out the safety deposit boxes right there. That is so awesome. Cool guys don't look at explosions, and apparently our main character does not either. So again, that looks to be from the same bank heist scene. Our next scene has our character dual-wielding revolvers. This is so cool. Dual-wielding is just such an awesome thing to do. Not sure how efficient or effective it will be, but it looks awesome and it looks epic, so I'm glad that our characters have the option to do that. And then we are introduced to Dutch. That's right. So that right there is Dutch, and it looks like he is going to be the leader of the gang that we are a part of. And that's going to be very, very exciting. Now, Dutch is only featured very briefly before we move on to our next scene, and that looks to be a massive house that's on fire. Was that the giant ranch that we were just at? Why are we lighting that on fire? We can also see Bill Williamson on the left. He looks to be joining us, and I can hear you guys right now. Where is John Marston? Well, because this is a prequel and John Marston is a part of Dutch's gang, it's likely that we will see him in this game, but we're obviously not going to be playing as him as the main character. We briefly see Dutch one more time as our character says that he always has his back and is always going to ride for him. And then we see our main character, Arthur Morgan, on the horse. Look how muscular that horse is. I'm telling you, Rockstar went into some serious detail. That horse definitely lifts, and then bang, we get shot, and that is it. That is the trailer right there. Rockstar Games presents Red Dead Redemption 2 coming spring 2018. And that right there is the newest trailer for Red Dead Redemption.